Hey everybody, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiancé, the old throwaway here on YouTube. Um, where do we begin? Because nothing really juicy happened, but we gotta get
No,
through
nothing juicy.
it.
Oh, let's get Shakes and Colonel Guile out of the way.
Oh, my note says I only have one note, and it says I'm currently tuning out because they're talking about boning. So you'll have to take this one. I was talking to Mark about Drake's child during this moment,
So,
and I can't tell you what I said publicly.
oh no, you can tell me on paper.
I
You can
just
tell me somewhere else. I will say we need to have an episode possibly next week. I've been seeing these videos circulating about black people talking about how they miss white people.
I told you about that a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. We need to do that. We need to talk about when white people was white.
Yes, and how well. That's yes, in that lens, yes, and
Yeah.
how that was okay, in that lens.
Yeah. No. I want to talk about when white people were white, the white things they did, the white music that existed. You know what I'm
Which was
saying?
quality, solid
There was
music.
we had Jennifer Love Hewitt. Now we got Bad Bahabi, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Like, do you realize they don't have a Journey or a Chicago?
You see what I'm saying? There's no Steely Dan. There's no
No.
Hall and Oates. There's no Ambrosia.
There's no Simon and or Garfunkel.
No, there's not.
None.
There's not. There's no Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like I want y'all to turn back into who's my girl? Steve, give me a Stevie Nicks. I'm tired of these
Yes.
bitches with baby hairs. Like
The problem is they don't have homes to home their garage band
no.
talents.
You know what the problem is? Their mothers went to school with us and started adopting the things we liked, and then they started breeding all of these like
LMFAOs.
mulattoes. Like I don't like. Oh, this is YouTube. I said what I fucking said. I don't know what else to call you all. What do you call pink rats? I don't know. I'm PMSing. Yeah, let's start with Shakes and Colonel Guile. Did you see this South African doo-wop group they opened with?
Oh, that's my other note. There's a group of niggas singing everywhere we go. Love that for us.
I was like, how come you all didn't give them their credit so we can go look up their Instagram or their Spotify?
Okay, I know they are on TikTok.
Hello, so that we can see more doo-wop songs. I know these niggas are somewhere singing Boys to Men, and I'd like to see it. I don't want to see Boys to Men sing Boys to Men, but I'll watch them do it.
I never turn away or shy away from a nigga quartet singing, hits from the days of yore. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only entertainment I enjoyed on the train, because Showtime made me nervous and anxious, because that's just liability and hazard. But just a group of niggas singing, how
do I saying, in a doo-wop. You know what I'm saying? We need that again in this, but I appreciated that.
And again, white people, barbershop quartets, y'all could bring that back too. You know what I mean? If that's what y'all need.
No, because then they would bring back because
Well, they
all of
gave
the
us
white men that would wear the mustaches, we don't want to
Well,
hear
remember,
y'all
that's how we
sing
have
with your craft
pentatonics,
beer.
though. And their denim aprons.
Right, yeah, but you ain't no chef. Like,
You're bespoke.
yes, everything is bespoke.
Yeah. Okay. So they got married. They're just waking up. Mama was wasted the night before. She fell on her face.
Fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, but they boned, and I tuned out because they were talking about, how, was it good for you as it was good for me,
That
and
was
blah
pretty
blah
much
blah.
the extent of it. And we
Yeah,
only
but
got all of that extensive sex talk from them because of their religious background. And like so but we they could have saved that.
yeah, and so she's nervous for her mama to leave because she has no one in South Africa, but now her husband, and so she's feeling alienated, and it's her own fault.
Yeah, her mother was
Yeah,
weeping Nile rivers at the wedding.
yeah.
And her mom is scared, she's scared. He's like, you'll be all right. And that was pretty much the extent of that.
Yep, that was him. We can go on to Anno Black Puppy and Yoruba Priestess. LOL.
Once again, they got us on the verge of a breakup that needs to happen, but I don't have faith that it will, even
Like
after this egregious shit.
Like I want to send them the reads. Break up with him. Like to both of them.
Yeah, I like an array of merch. I want to create merch
Yeah.
for the read that don't exist. I want to send them
Yeah.
a gift basket of break up with him shit. Like I
Yeah.
want a coffee mug. I want an iPad cover. I want a
A
pencil.
leave that nigga collection.
Yeah, a lighter, a roll up tray, like all of the things. Craziness.
They've spent so much on therapy and different modalities of therapy that she could have paid for his K1 visa right now and he could have shut the fuck up. Like,
An apartment and
Yeah.
and a Forerunner.
yeah, all the shit that he wants. And the Isuzu. All of that shit he wants. So, they're in the car going to see Dr. Sherry or whoever the fuck this time, a life coach. Because
Oh my God! Hold on,
clinicians.
because I watched that old clip of Tamar when
This is
Miss
my
Evelyn was in the hospital
Mercedes.
and she had the neck brace on. And Tamar, everybody's all the sisters are in the room like next to the mother while she in the hospital bed with the brace on. Here comes Tamar. Evelyn,
Yeah.
twerking, just ignorant in the hospital. We need to revisit some of those moments from the Braxtons.
Oh yeah.
Rest
Yeah,
in
they
peace,
were
Tracy.
a hoot. They were
Yeah.
a hoot. Oh my goodness. But on the way, of course he's not happy about going to see this life coach or whatever.
Yeah, apparently he shut
And-
down the therapist from the days of yore
Yeah.
3 months ago.
So he brings up how, his grievances again about how, he married an ineffective American, essentially. Like, I was told if I would marry a white woman, I would get the following. And
And
I have
don't
not
nothing
received.
to show for that.
Yeah. There is no ROI here. You know what I mean? So,
There's no IO. There is
No,
there's nothing open on this project.
Nah,
and
nah.
and the thing about it is too, so then he brings up how there was this house in his mother's neighborhood. And he was like, I even told you about a good investment that would be good for our family that you could do, and you didn't listen to me. And I don't like agreeing with her, but this nigga is so
either.
ignorant and willfully and like won't listen to anything that she's like, the house costs $20K and you want me to rent it for $100 a month.
Where's the ROI? Where am I going to get the return on my investment, girl? When I'm dead?
Like math, like you could just translate math in any language. Like
It's the only
it don't
language
matter.
that is universal, my nigga. Like
But
money.
This entire earth at this point is capitalism because of Europe. So like all of us understand how that works. He did not. He was like, no, it was smart and you wouldn't do it. And so, like you said, he just thinks that she is a ineffective American in many facets.
Yes.
Because then, they're talking about the finances and Then he's like, and I pay for all my own shit. Like, I pay for my shit. And she broke it down for us again. He gives me half of the money for the rent in cash. I pay everything else. So I pay the rent out of my account, and then I use his cash so I don't have to go to the bank. That's not
genius. That's.
And also, don't tell me that you pay for all your own food and living expenses.
Which I knew was a fucking lie because he was hemming and hawing over that light bill last season.
So, you know, they're going along, and he's like, I have been in a relationship with you for a year and I have nothing to show for it. You can't give me an apartment. You can't give me my paper so I can work. You can't even give me a baby naturally. And I was like,
yeah. I was like, that's some evil shit to say.
Elizabeth, I'm coming home after I kill this nigga. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, this is where she should have took the wheel and said, both of us, okay?
Yeah. It's not even three of us right now. Like, so remember, I can't give you one. So, like,
listen, we can end this argument completely.
And you the bigger nigga in this small car. So you gonna feel the impact. You know what I'm saying? Now her level of petty after he said that really, really hurtful, disgusting comment to her. Her petty was incredible. She said, "This is where I stopped speaking Spanish." She said, "I'm not giving you anything else, including the satisfaction of having a conversation in your language."
She said, that stops now. I was like, that's some white empowerment shit that I was slightly here for, but also racist. But you know what I mean? Like,
but I laughed.
I was amused by anything.
Because I too would stop putting forth any effort in anything that's going to make you comfortable. Because how fucking dare you? Let me tell you something. Yohan could feed her for 2-3 winters. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Tread lightly. But they pull up to the life coach, and at this point I don't even know what the point is. I wouldn't even spend the dollars. Like, go home, girl. Go find something else to do. Tell that nigga to go back to his family's house. Like, this is crazy.
Take the money, invest in you some new Samsonite, girl, and find you a home on the coast.
Buy you 7 pairs of Birkenstocks. I don't give a fuck. Like, go do something else. Because this is crazy. Let no nigga talk to me like that. That's nuts. You can't even give me. You can't give me shit. Because you ain't got shit with your broke pussy ass. I would just have to go in with him.
Let him
after that.
Have it. Yeah. That was them.
Yep. You can go with Curly Sue and TJ.
Yeah. So it's Indian wedding weekend. So all of Jaipur is a buzz. I can't imagine having more than one like Indian wedding at one time in like the same neighborhood. That first of all, that's so much work.
Even as a guest, though, can you imagine just being in your house and be like, oh.
As a guest, I'd be so stressed out because first of all, there's 200 motherfuckers at their wedding. Okay.
Right. Yes.
And not only is it just 200 people, it's like all day.
It's all day, beautiful. And I got to go. I need multiple outfits for multiple events and days.
And I may or may not be performing as a guest.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I may have to do a number. I may have to do a boom cack. But so the fact that you have to be prepared and stay ready at an Indian wedding is so stressful to me.
But I want to go to one so
I
bad.
want to one so bad.
So bad.
They said they have food stalls. I said there's multiple food thingies around.
I said,
sign me up.
When I realized all of these activities were in one day, because I know it's multiple days already, I didn't realize it was like multiple activities in one day. I said, not the wedding having installations. Like, this is a culture con wedding. Y'all have activation
2 days.
panels.
Yes, the baby shower was on. I mean, the bridal shower was on stage. They had mics.
What? This was an activation. It really was. Sponsored by Max.
It was a Max partner.
They start off with this like family photo shoot with him and his family. And then they go into the Mendi ceremony, which is where the bride gets, and I believe the groom as well, but the bride gets an elaborate henna on her hands and feet. Now, while she's at this, she gets to the Mendi ceremony. She's not in the best of spirits because Mama is moody, as we have seen. And she also is not feeling well. Apparently, she had some stomach issues back at the hotel this morning. Hopped up out the bed and turned her shit on. She shit herself, she said.
Yeah.
Why we know that, I don't know, but because we had to learn that watching it, for those of you who just listened to the recaps, you had to hear it too. Yeah. So, what?
No, I was just saying, you're right along with us. If we had to hear about her shitting herself and her having incontinence issues, you know, we are a family like a giant tree. I already told you how shady that song is. Yeah.
So, you know, she's there to get her henna. She's feeling very lonely. It's all the aunties and his mom and cousins, and nobody is speaking English. Everybody's speaking Hindi. Rightfully so. And she can't communicate with anybody, and she's like, this is the loneliest day of my life where I am the center of attention. So she's just not in a good mood. Now TJ comes through. He tries to cheer her up. It works a little bit, but she's also still not feeling well. But we realize that her not feeling well probably has a lot to do with nerves. She didn't say she was nervous, but she has an interesting conversation with Yash.
Yeah.
Yash comes over, sits down. Can I sit here? She's like, yeah. You know, like, I don't hate you, nigga. And he's like, all right, bet. She's like, I just don't. She's self-aware. I know I'm a lot, but you are too. And when you called me stupid, I just didn't like it. And he was like, okay, fair. Sometimes my tongue is faster than, my spirit. It's not. Your spirit is also.
No, you meant every word of that shit.
You Virgo king.
You stood firm in that shit. You only try to make nice because you know you just can't have any negativity around you just in case the hoes be around at this wedding. And so you just can't have that negative aura about you.
Can't have nobody seeing you acting like that.
No.
So, they make nice. They apologize to one another, say how they're going to move forward, and it seemed sincere enough. And her stomach pain started to relief after that. Now, Yash was... I was like, does Yash want her? What's Yash's deal?
So, I initially thought that, but... as the husbands be fake watching the show, I don't watch this, but they're just going to sit and watch it with you just because. Chris was like, I don't think it's him wanting her. He thinks it's more of like, why am I not getting married? Why am I not having this about me? Because also, it seems like he's the youngest, and, weddings are a lot about attention. And it's very clear that he's the favorite. So
and
the
he
fact
likes
that
attention, honey.
Yeah, and the fact that this is not happening for him right now is probably like a,
Why isn't this happening for me?
Yes, exactly.
Always the bridesmaid.
Exactly, and it don't help the fact that she's American, and that pissed him off. So,
and it doesn't also help that that she's American and that he, had to be staff at the wedding too, entertainment.
Because let me tell you something. Shower. That was just at the shower, because the whole time I was like, so what y'all gonna do tomorrow? Because they because they had audio visual. I laughed, but I was because they had the whole soundboard. I was like, nigga, this is the Grammys.
Let me tell you all something who don't watch the show. This was a production, okay? Just the lead up of them decorating and putting the fabrics on and the flowers and all that.
So
I was like,
pretty, too.
oh, come together right now.
It was a David Tutera but Indian situation.
Yes, David Tutera but make it Indian. Where he at? Anyway, so first we have the Mindi ceremony. Remember, that's the henna. And then they move on to the Anjali ceremony. Anjali means lap in Hindi. And so that essentially is the equal
bridal
to
shower.
The bridal shower, even though our bridal shower is here. You know, you got cupcakes on tiers and some deviled eggs, some little sandwiches, you know, shit like that. It ain't no different than a sip and see. And then at the Anjali ceremony, we still on the stage with all the aunties.
Culture con.
It's culture con. But they're bringing all of the presents to her that the family has purchased for her to welcome her into the home. And so they put the gifts on the lap, which is why Anjali means lap. And then, you know, she take a picture like it's at a baby shower, and then they take the gift away, and it just keeps moving like that. So before that, his cousin comes on screen, and his cousin's like, baby, we've never been to a wedding like this with a white girl as the bride.
Same.
She's like, never seen the two cultures mixed together. Can't wait to see how this turns out. We're very excited. So another thing that's supposed to happen on the stage at Anjali Fest is that she's supposed to sit on his mother's lap. That is tradition and custom because it represents the daughter-mother relationship. They're not a daughter-in-law. You are a daughter-mother because you'll be living in the same home and so forth and so on. Well, TJ has once again explained nothing about any of this stuff, which is why she's lost at every turn. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't tell her that ahead of time. So when they're like, sit on her lap, she's like, what the fuck? No. And TJ's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that. Useless.
No, nigga.
Useless. How you gonna plan a whole Indian wedding weekend for me and you don't tell me what none of it means?
Right.
He's just a lovable doof is what he is.
Yeah, he is.
Useless.
It's like, but you need to inform people, sir.
Yeah. So after the Anjali ceremony, it's the Sangeet dance. Mm-hmm. And Yash is up there busting a move, you know what I'm saying, cutting a rug.
He was concentrating down on his boom cat.
He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And TJ is like, yeah, it was terrible. Never knew that nigga could dance so bad.
Yeah.
Then TJ and Curly Sue got to do this dance together. She dances like a white girl. He said everything but that's what he was saying. And she was like, but she admits, I'm not a dancer. Not a dancer at all. She's like, so I had to just try to figure it out. She goes, the only thing I know is this. And it was like Atlanta snap dance music.
And this, which is what you do when you walk it out with, you know, so she knows all the hood Atlanta dances,
like,
which makes sense.
Did you spend a great portion of your life in Atlanta as a youth?
She's in Alabama.
Oh,
so
okay.
She a thick white girl. So I'm assuming that she may not have found her way to some black people.
That's fair.
Or niggas have found a way to her. And she was just kind of, okay.
Yeah, I feel like, no, I can't say that here on YouTube. But yes, I agree with you. So, you know, it's end of day one. They have literally been going since 9 a.m. to like midnight with all of these ceremonies. The white people, a.k.a. her parents, are very overwhelmed and exhausted. And again, we have not hit the actual wedding yet.
No.
And TJ was like, oh, day one? That's just the amuse-bouche, baby. Like,
you ain't
just
ready.
you wait.
Okay, wait till we have a whole parade in the streets, nigga. It's gonna be wild.
He said the wedding is that girl. So go home and go to sleep, because it's going to be a busy day.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that was them.
And last but not least, Michael, Sarah, and Mary.
Harry
Or
Potter.
Brandan and Mary. So the grandparents are back.
Yeah.
And they told them, Mary told her grandmama, and her grandmama was like, well, girl, I figured this would happen. I'm not happy about it, but what can I do? I still support you.
Right.
But her grandmother is concerned because meaning Brandan and Mary, have been fighting constantly, and it's increased exponentially to the point where his American is jumping out, and they show a video that Mary took. It was very Android footage of this nigga just being indignant because he wants to have the TV on asshole loud and wake up all of the fucking Philippines and shit.
Very
and he
white
refused
man.
to turn it down. And then we'll use the excuse like, well, are you going to talk to me? I guess because they had some issue and this was him being protesting about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And mind you, her mom is there, or her grandmama's there, like, turn it down. They got a baby. Like, her niece is, like, there. Like, it's just fucking loud. Just stop being weird and turn it down.
Yeah, and when she went, and it was a cry for attention because he's like, fucking talk to me, and the baby's right there. I'm like, come on, bro. Don't be doing all this with her grandparent. Like, what's wrong with you?
Right. So all of a sudden, producers have to go track Brandan down, and he's, like, sleeping on a bench on the shore.
It was
in the town square.
Yeah,
in the town square.
Which is worse.
It's in the town square, which is worse. Like, imagine doing that in, like, Coco. That would never work.
Absolutely
So producers are like, what's up? And he kind of unloads, and he explains that, Mary is difficult, and they can't have a conversation, and so he gets overwhelmed, and so because the only way he knows how to deal with things, the hard things, is to leave.
Yeah.
Because that's what his mama did. So, he'll go and sleep out in the town square. Although the problem is that everybody in that family think he's going out to meet women, which is not the case.
So they all got that same. They all got that same
insecurity. Her grandmother was like, "You need to talk to your granddaddy, girl, because he not happy about this shit, and you feeling a lot of guilt or whatever the fuck, and it should be all three of you have a sit down and hash some shit out."
And she's like, and this is not good for you and the baby feel the effect of all of this. So you need to get it together, and your grandfather will help straighten some shit out.
So they go talk to Lolo, and my nigga is pissed.
Oh, Filipino Dave Chappelle.
Yes. And not necessarily pissed. He's really, like, disappointed because he's like, I was hurt. And not only that, this child is about to be born into chaos because these two are too young or not ready and can't communicate with one another.
He's like, and you making us look crazy out here.
Yes, because neighbors is gossiping, spilling the tea, if you will, about us.
Yeah.
And her grandparents pride themselves. I guess this might be in Filipino culture about appearances, right?
Yeah,
I don't want to say keeping up with the Joneses.
I'm not even gonna say Filipino culture, and a lot of generational, where it's like,
They give a fuck about what other people say.
Yeah.
A little bit more than they should. And so, of course, Mary's like crying because she doesn't want to be the disappointment like her parents were. And of course, Brandon's like, baby, don't cry, trying to wipe her tears. And she's like, nigga, stop. Like, you are the source.
Right. You are the problem here. And it's not
he's
getting
like,
better.
It's not. He's like, well, I promise it'll get better. It'll get better. She was like, stop saying it and just do it.
Be better.
Right. And then he jumps out the window and is like, well, would it be better if I just was in America? She was like, did I say that, nigga? No.
She's like, if that's what you want to do, then go on then.
Right. Because that's what it sounds like you want to do. Because she was like, I did not say those words, Brandan.
I'm irritated with both of them because they didn't need to have no fucking baby. And
no, not at all.
They didn't need to be together, but they really didn't need to have no baby. That girl was already an emotional fucking wreck before she got pregnant. You are a quiet wreck because you have been abandoned and everything else all through your childhood. And there was just she's been abandoned in her childhood by her parents. Like, this baby coming in and in this way and in this rapidness. This is not the move. This is not the move.
No. That was it.
Yeah.
Quite a short episode.
Yeah. I feel like it used to be longer.
Yeah, sometimes they do hour and a half. This was like just an hour. I don't know. It was weird, but also there wasn't much to talk about.
No, but next week, Shekinah's sisters coming to visit. And I know Black Poppy and Blanco Priestess. I hope they make a firm decision. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah. So,
and Queen Hannah is back next week, too.
Letting them know that she don't want any of these babies and that she runs shit.
I don't want no parts of Ninya, but thank you.
Yeah. Until next time. Bye.